Welcome back, guys, everybody. My name is Agent Psycho, and this is going to be yet another review that will be added to my Exploding Arsenal playlist. And this will be on the new variant that has been introduced as of the last November 12th patch, or November 15th, 2012 patch for combat arms, and it's going to be on the UMP SE. This is the GP rare variant of the UMP family, and without further ado, let's get started. The UMP SE is unlocked at 2nd Lieutenant 5, and I do believe it costs around 5,880 GP or something like that. I'm not too sure, but I'm pretty sure it's around there. Then again, don't take my word for it, and there we go. Really, we can make this review really quick, because honestly, all that's changed about the UMP SE, well, there's a couple things, but the only really important thing that's changed about the UMP SE, and it's not even that significant at that, is the fact that it comes with one less point of recoil. The original UMP had 63 recoil, whereas the UMP SE, which is what I'm using now, has a 62 recoil. So, you know, theoretically speaking, the UMP is a high damage, high recoil kind of submachine gun. Some of you might not think it's high recoil because of the fact that its rate of fire is really slow compared to other submachine guns. So thus the recoil, the overall recoil impact, is reduced by the fact that it can't fire as fast as some of other submachine guns. So thus you don't really see the overall impact of the UMP's recoil. Maybe if it had like a faster rate of fire, then you'd be able to see just how much recoil it has, but by that point it'd be kind of overpowered. So that's why its rate of fire is still at 79. But the UMP SE, like I said, only statistical difference is the fact that it only has 1 point less recoil. That's about it. Other changes that the UMP SE has over the UMP SE has been reskinned to kind of look like it has a sort of chrome-ish texture. I was talking to ITECH Dropshot earlier today about it, and he says it looks fucking terrible. I don't really care, but to me, it looks pretty good. But I mean, everyone's got their own opinion, and I don't really care about cosmetics as long as it doesn't, as long as it's not too out there, if you know what I mean. So yes, other than that, the UMP SE really reminds me of the UMP 45. It's kind of, you could say it's kind of like the hybrid between the UMP and the UMP 45. That is what the UMP SE. Because the UMP SE has all the stats of the UMP except for obviously the recoil, but it's got that forced ITECH sight of the UMP 45. Now, obviously, I'm not really too sure if the ITECH is really necessary. I mean, how many of you actually use ITECHs on your UMP? Maybe there's some of you out there who, you really like to use sights on your UMP, but me personally, I don't really find much of a use for it. I mean, sure, I might be able to tap fire at middle range if I find that going full auto isn't necessarily the best thing in the world, but there's not too many times that I feel compelled to be in that position. So, that being said, I mean, UMP SE, other than that, the last thing that's been changed is the fact that its muzzle noise has been changed. It sounds a lot crunchier now, but other than that, that's about it for differences between the UMP and the UMP SE. It's still got that annoying reload delay glitch, whatever it is, reload speed or reload animation delay, where you hit R, but it takes like a split second or two for the game to register that you hit R, and it'll start reloading, which is really annoying. But you gotta deal with it, and Nexon should fix instead of fixing everything else. God damn, they're making a good gun bad. Anyway, so excuse me. Yeah, that basically wraps up the review on the UMP SE. Overall, I think that it's not really worth getting, because think about it. It's a 2nd Lieutenant 5 gun. I mean, relatively speaking, it's a low rank requirement of a gun, but if, say, you're like a sergeant or a staff sergeant, it's still going to take you some time to reach 2nd Lieutenant 5 unless you really power through the ranks somehow. And I mean, I know most people just can't do that. And to be honest, 1 point recoil isn't going to make the difference between whether or not the UMP SE is better than the UMP. just stick with the UMP. You're not missing out on much if you don't buy the UMP SC. In fact, you're missing out on very, very little. And honestly speaking, the UMP 45, it's a lot better because it has higher damage. On top of that, UMP SC doesn't even feel like it's as powerful as UMP for some reason, so I don't know how to explain that either. So Nexon, good job for making a variant that's completely fucking ass useless. There's my review. So hope you guys have enjoyed it. The UMP SE is pretty much virtually worthless unless you're a huge fan of the UMP and you know any variant of the UMP. Oh my god! Like I'm glad that Nexon has taken into consideration to look back to its old guns, like the old guns of past and of the good old days, I guess. But they're doing it completely wrong. Like, okay, so the UMP is a good submachine. We get that. It's very reliable, it's very strong, it's got low recoil because of the fact that it has a low rate of fire. Okay, we understand. So why do you need to make another variant that's completely as useless? It's got one less amp or one less recoil. It's got a freaking ITECH sight that no one, like, for me personally, I don't understand why it's there because I never even use it. Like, really? And on top of that, you didn't even fix the reload delay glitch yet. Like, honestly. Whatever. You guys can take this for what you will. Though I'm just gonna be completely honest. I don't see a point in this at all. So I highly recommend that you do not buy the UMP SE and just stick with the UMP if you're a big fan of the UMP, because this is just a waste of your money. And I'm pretty sure the UMP, the original UMP, is less expensive. I don't know. Maybe it's just expensive, but I don't know. Just the UMP SE just doesn't feel like it really cuts it as a notable variant. Like, a variant needs to be like outstanding and different in some way. The UMP SE is just not cutting it. It's not showing me that it's better than the UMP somehow. So there you go. There's my review. Hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next review with the Makarov. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. You